really long time. I don't anticipate that it's just like an all-LMR tournament, but maybe it is. So Zanrio just decided that he was going to play Falco, which again could be a matchup thing. I feel like Wolf does plenty fine against Mega Man, but Falco probably does a little bit better, and if you got the Falco right, you do it. But yeah, it is those Rob Dittos. Grayson is very experienced, very good at the Ditto, and I imagine in DFW you just have to be as a Rob. I know that YungBidness has plenty of practice in it as well. I feel like Grayson is the most honest Rob that we have in the region, and I feel like sometimes that works to his detriment in the Ditto. He plays a very solid, honest game, is very good at pressing advantage when he needs to, doesn't rely on too much cheese, but sometimes that leads variance into his opponent's favor in the Ditto because they will go for the cheese, and even if it doesn't work out every time and puts them in bad positions a lot of the time, when it does work out, it really does sway things. So we'll see. I know YungBidness is also less on the cheesy end as far as our Robs go, but he is willing to toss out those haymakers, I think, a little bit more than Grayson usually is. Grayson tried to go for the haymaker that time, the up smash, but it looked like anticipating it to be a punish. Tries to go for the armor to reflect gyro, but it didn't quite catch. Gyro hitbox came out too fast. Solid DI on YungBidness' part, the way that only a Rob main could ever. Anybody else would have died there. Beautiful ledge play from Grayson here, and beautiful, beautiful forward air out of the corner from YungBidness. Not afraid to swing. Down to the wire first, stocks. YungBidness an up throw away. Grayson, not quite, I don't think. Maybe with all this rage he is. Up air is definitely going to seal it though. YungBidness holding onto the stock long enough to use that rage, take the first stock in his favor. Up throw at this point should do it on the platform, absolutely. Now we got a completely fresh 2-stock game each way. And this is probably the most straightforward a Rob Ditto can get between any of the two Robs in our region. Beautiful coverage on the air dodge. My God, Grayson's pressure is insane. But one falling out, and that is just immediately the same amount of damage answered back. Oh, quick jabs to get out of the down tilt pressure. Grayson maybe even expecting gyro toss or a laser out of YungBidness. Working in his favor, and then big punish on the roll. A lot of charge on that handstand. Grayson looking pretty poised. It'll take a couple of neutral wins before we see anything wild out of YungBidness, or we can find maybe a big read. We'll be able to even stuff up. Ooh, down tilt pressure, but Grayson recognizing that he got pushed too far away to really be threatened by any grabs, so he's able to hold that block. Gonna see down tilt into the jabs, just get that good damage. I'm not sure why the gyro didn't fly back at Grayson there. Maybe just not sure how that reflector works entirely. It's interesting. But Grayson's looking incredibly poised. Still on that second stock. Very high damage. It's going to be difficult to deal with. I was going to say the gyro with the ledge. Solid, solid ledge play there from YungBidness after tossing out that first gyro straight down to force a tech situation out of Grayson. Was able to snipe the recovery. Oh my goodness. Going deep? YungBidness is holding on to this stock incredibly well. Little stall with a down air to get away from those up airs, but eventually you do have to come back down. Grayson ready for it with the up air of his own. Looking solid. About what I expect. It was a very no-nonsense game between two Robs. Which is... sometimes I imagine the nonsense is good. I would like to see some of the nonsense. I feel like if you're YungBidness, you definitely need to see some of the nonsense to really thrive here. Because when it, I mean, still pretty close, but when it's no nonsense, I feel like Grayson has the edge. You have to pull something out of the hat. Hollow Bastion as the pick. Stage is not being too terribly poor in the Ditto. But we did see that, I know YungBidness plays very well with these platforms, was playing very well against Kosoku with those platforms in the last game. And he's playing this food right now, my God. Sealing it up. Grayson answering back? 100%, but 100% is not the end of the world as Rob. You really got to go out and get him, and he does! What a big back air to even up the game. Yeah, YungBidness found a little bit of the cheese that he needed, but Grayson just solided his way back into the game. Loving the movement out of YungBidness, but got a little bit caught in it there. Grayson just swatted him out of the air, wasn't buying any of it. Grayson's boxing is just so good. He definitely doesn't play this character like a zoner. Oh, what a reflect! YungBidness looking really solid on this edge guard. Waits for the air dodge, but poor bad hit of the down air. Sending Grayson straight up. That is not stonks. It's a bad place to be. YungBidness. Oh, again, the smooth movement. Using B reverse on the charge. Is able to get the up throw. I'm shocked that he didn't die. YungBidness has worked so hard for this stock. No, and he fell off the gyro. Wasn't able to fall into the down air. If Grayson takes this stock first, I'm going to be so sad. YungBidness is looking incredibly clean. Get that up throw. That should do it. Think about it for a second. Yeah. Does seal it up 100%. Grayson trying to even things up quick with an up smash. Up tilt up air. That should, yeah, back down to the last stocks. YungBidness had the slight edge so far in this game, but Grayson has made no wasted time evening things up. And now he's got the gyro in hand. Oh, is he going to bring the cheese to YungBidness? He does! All the way! All the way to the corner. My God. I might have lied. I said Grayson was no nonsense. When I say he's no nonsense, I mean he only does, like, the guaranteed stuff. He doesn't go for any silly reads very often with those side Bs, but good lord, if you give him a gyro in hand, the opponent's at 0, he'll start Z-drop naring. Rob mains only want one thing, and it's disgusting. Grayson definitely not going to waste any time giving it to you. And anybody can get it. Good lord. That's why we love Grayson. This might be Grayson's Shockwave winning night, which I would love to see. YungBidness did insanely well. Both of those games were very close. Would love to potentially even see a run back later in the night. But Grayson just knows how to turn it up. Even when he's behind, both of those first stocks. Wasted no time catching up to YungBidness and then taking it to him. God. I'm going to check the bracket because I don't know everybody who's in tonight. But if that was semis, I heard Yoshi, so I'm assuming we've got Dan B in. Sitting down. Yeah, it's going to be Dan B and Talo Halo. Looking strong. This is another one. I feel like this one's really difficult for me.